Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. DXY is shifting trend direction. So let's look at how the trend direction will impact the Euro, USD, USDCAD and Gold. So stick to the end of the video. Let me break it down for you. So let's dive straight to the chart. DXY on the daily chart is shifting its trend to bullish trend. So what are we expecting on the DXY? So long price on the DXY on the daily chart is creating a series of higher low. And what is our level of price reversal on the DXY? So let's break it down. On my daily chart, we can see price is currently creating lower low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So long price is creating series of higher low on the DXY. This is a strong indication of bullish momentum for buying opportunity on the DXY. So let's look at the higher time frame to confirm this particular trend for the buying opportunity on DXY. So on my higher time frame, we can clearly see that the DXY on the higher time frame still remain on a range. You can see we still have a ranging trend on the DXY on the higher time frame. So long we still have this ranging trend on DXY on the higher time frame, this is an indication of price reversal for the DXY to the top. We expect price on the DXY on the weekly chart to break above this high, then create a series of higher low to show more bullish momentum for buying opportunity on the weekly chart for DXY. So we need price to break out of this area to give us that clear bullish momentum for the DXY on the weekly time frame. So let's go back to the daily chart. So on my daily chart, you can clearly see that the DXY on the daily chart is showing more of a reversal trend for the week. Then we can also see that the daily chart is showing bullish momentum for buying opportunity of the DXY to this next daily resistance level, which indicates we have to look out for buying opportunity to this next resistance level. And the break of this resistance may trigger more bullish momentum for the coming week. So let's look at how this strong dollar will impact the Euro USD, USDCAD, and Gold. So let's start with the Euro USD. So on my Euro USD on the daily chart, we can clearly see that price is still creating series of lower high on the Euro USD, which is we have this higher high, then we have lower high, then lower high, lower high. So long we still have this major structure for downtrend, and we have this lower low and higher low, higher low. This shows that we have indecisive trend on Euro USD for now. Euro USD still remain neutral. We don't have a clear direction for any possible direction on Euro USD. So let's look at the weekly time frame to confirm any possible direction movement for Euro USD. On my weekly time frame, we can clearly see that price has closed below our trend line level, which is this trend line that connected 3 swing points, which is indication of price reversal to the downside for Euro USD. And currently, we can also see that on the weekly time frame, we can also see that price also converts this support, this resistance into a support level, which shows that we expect to retest. Then if price fail, we can still start looking for the selling opportunity, which shows that the Euro USD on the weekly chart also remain neutral. We don't have a clear direction for buying opportunity or selling opportunity on Euro USD. So let's go back to daily chart. So long we have this confirmation of no clear direction, we have to stay out of Euro USD for now until we have a clear direction for the next move. If you want to learn how to trade the proper way and stop losing your hard-earned money, you can book my one-on-one mentorship. The link is in the description below. Let's look at our next pair, which is the USDCAD. So the USDCAD on the daily chart still have this strong bullish momentum. We can see we have a lower low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So long the USD card have this strong bullish momentum, our job is to look out for more of the buying opportunity for the USD card. So we are to buy the USD card to this next resistance level, and a break of this resistance level might trigger buy to this resistance, but if price fail, this might trigger price back to this support level on the USD card. So long the USD card is still showing bullish momentum on the daily chart, our job is to look out for more of the bullish buying on the USD card. So let's look at the weekly time frame to confirm if there's strong buying opportunity on the USD card. So on my USD card, we can clearly see that the trend of the USD card on the weekly see have series of lower high, which is have this higher high, lower high. So long we see have this series of lower high, this lower highs, this is an indication of price still remain on a downtrend for the USD card. For us to see a bullish trend on USD card, we need price to break above this high. You can start looking for series of higher low for buy opportunity on the USD card on the weekly time frame. So what are we expecting from the weekly time frame this week? We see have this strong resistance level on the weekly time frame. All we need price to close to test this level and fail to close above it. Then we can start looking for sell. But the price close above it, we are expecting price to come to this resistance level. Once price, we see price close above this level. So this is what we are expecting from the weekly time frame. So let's go back to the daily chart of the USD card. So on my daily time frame now, we have to buy to this resistance. Then a break of this resistance might trigger the bullish buy to this next resistance level on the USD card. So look out for your buying opportunity to that resistance before looking for sell or more buy on the USD card. So long the dollar is still strong, we expect more of buy on the USD card, except the dollar change trend to what? To downtrend. So let's look at our next pair. The next pair is the gold USD. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more trading tips and forex analysis. So the gold USD still remain on bearish trend because we still have higher high and a series of lower high. So long we have this series of lower high, we still expect the gold USD to continue to push lower this coming week. So long we have this bearish momentum, what is our level of area of interest for the gold USD? We expect price to retest to this area and fail. We can start looking for selling opportunity. But if price retest to this, fail to hold, if price close above this level, this might trigger more buying opportunity to this next resistance before we can start looking for possible downtrend on the gold USD. So let's look at the higher time frame, which is the weekly time frame, to confirm if there's any possible selling opportunity for the gold USD this week. So on my weekly time frame, we can clearly see that the gold USD converted this support into a resistance level. So we expect price to retest this region back. We can start looking for selling opportunity. But if price close above this level, this might trigger more price buying to this next resistance level. So the weekly time frame is still projecting more of the selling opportunity on the gold USD to this next support level. So our job is to look out for more of the sell opportunity on the gold USD. So wait for price to retest this level on gold USD, then start looking for selling opportunity on gold USD. But if price break this level, we expect price to continue to see push higher before start looking for major sell again on the gold USD. So if you find this analysis helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more trading tips and forex analysis. You can also watch my previous weekly analysis at the top, where I break down the current move on the gold USD, pounds USD, euro USD. So see you in my next video.